What's up YouTube land, Xeno Gaming here, and welcome back to some F1 2021 league racing action. Today we are here for round 5 at the Austrian Grand Prix, and I am looking forward to this race much more than I did last ones at France. France is not one of my better tracks. Austria is a much better track for me personally, so very much looking forward to this one. And yeah, one second.
We're 20th in the speed trap, 321.4 kilometers per hour.
So we're the slowest car on the straight, but that's all good, that's fine. I didn't get the first part of this qualifying session on record, so you're only going to see the last lap. Had some slight technical issues at the start of the qualifying, so I didn't capture the first few laps, but now we'll go back out on a set of tyres for our last run and our last chance really to get the best position possible on the grid. This is currently the order, so there you go, and I'm not currently inside the top 10, and I believe my lap time is a 103.7, so I'm 6/10 currently off pole position, and I'm not inside the top 10, so it's all very, very close at the front. So here we go. This is going to be my one and only lap. This is me just getting out of the way for people before I start my lap. It's not an ideal preparation to the start of the lap. So now here we go, gonna start the lap. I got out of the way as best as I possibly could. Now we're gonna start the lap here, open the DRS and come down to turn 1, looking to brake just after the 100-meter board, go on the curve to open up the angle of the corner, back down the 4th gear, use the inside curve, get the throttle as nice and early as possible. That Alpine there, McLaren off, so it's all going off. So coming now into turn 3, looking just after once again the 100-meter board, speed taken out there, but we get our braking right, and back down the 2nd gear and get on the power nice and early there. And now on the run to turn 4, once again looking just after the 100-meter board for the braking, and back down the 3rd gear here for this corner, trying to get down to the apex, use the curve on the inside very nicely on the power, nice and early. That was a really nice corner, that one. Turn 3 made up some time there. Now coming into turn 6 and 7 here, and 5th gear for these two corners, and not trying to touch that inside curve because you will spin the car on the power again. And now coming into the last two corners, there's the very quick corners. The first one here in 7th gear, just throw the car in there, hope it sticks. It sticks just enough. Back down the 5th gear for the final corner, and that is a lap around Austria. And what's the time going to be? It's going to be a 1 minute 3.4, and that's only good enough for 11th position. 11th position, and we're only 4/10 off pole position, believe it or not, and we're in 11th place, so the field is extremely close here. That's really, really unfortunate, but I get a free choice of tyre, so now I'm going to start on the medium compounded tyre, so maybe it's not a bad thing. Felix takes the pole once again, so well done to him. He's been on fire, and I'm not sure who the Williams, that must be a reserve driver, Vengeance in 3rd there. But yeah, without further ado, we'll get into the race. So here we go for the race, and it's going to be a 2-stop strategy, but you can see in the top there's going to be some rain for this race. So for me, this is going to be starting on the medium compounded tyre and then switching to hopefully straight to the intermediate tyre, the wet tyre. So the rain is going to start off as a shower and then get heavier after it hits originally. So it's going to be a very, very interesting Grand Prix with rain to hit about 2/3 into the way into the race. So it's going to be tough and to predict when that weather comes and how we all manage our tyres and stuff. So whoever gets this right off with their strategy right could see themselves as really benefiting from the wet weather. So this has really gotten interesting, this Grand Prix, and I'm looking decent not having to start on the soft tyre in 11th position. So I'm really now looking forward to this one, and I hope you guys all do as well. If you do enjoy this, leave a like, and we're going to have a quick weather check with Jeff.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So there you go. Jeff's not sure when the weather's going to hit at this point in the race. There's no signs of it on the radar, but I believe it will be coming later in the Grand Prix, as it said on the weather radar in the pre-race prediction. But anyway, that's aside for now. The focus here is on this first lap, and hopefully we can stay clean and have a good first lap. So as the field gets ready for the 5 red lights here in Austria for the Styrian Hills for the Austrian Grand Prix here in the Pro-Am Formula Racing League, the 5 red lights. And let's go here in Austria, and we make a good start on the medium compound tyre. We get past Raz straight away. Henry goes to the inside, and we're going to go for the outside line here, and we're going to make that work here. The Ferrari is off there. You got Victor and Henry going side by side up the hill. I'm trying to slipstream Henry. Victor jumps right in front of me, and now I'm slipstreaming him. Can I go down the inside of Victor here into turn 3? We've got the Ferrari coming back around the outside here, and we just open the steering, a little bit of contact. Victor doesn't get a great exit, and we get past him for 8th position. So we've moved from 11th to 8th position, and now we're going to come down into turn 4. Can we maybe make a move on Henry? We've got a car coming right down the inside. That was a Ferrari, very recklessly. I left him space, and he still hit us and turned himself around. So yeah, interesting by the Ferrari there. That was a bit silly by him, and I believe that is just a reserve driver, I believe. So yes, it is, and that's a shame for him though. He's dropped back through the pack, but you know, good first lap here, 11th to 8th here, and you got Eunice there going up the inside of Charlie, and they're side by side going through the last 2 corners, and Eunice gets the job done. Now Henry's trying to take advantage of this, and he's going down the inside of Charlie, and Felix leads this Grand Prix from pole. So Henry gets past Charlie here, and now Charlie's not got a great exit out of turn 1, and now I'm looking to take advantage here using my energy and overtake mode, but Charlie's probably using it more as I disable it there. He's looking to go back at Henry down the inside. I go right around the outside to go late on the brakes, and I'm able to drive right around the outside of Charlie and get a better exit out of turn 3, and that is job done into position 7, and Eunice is off the road at 3. It's all going on here in the opening few laps of this Austrian Grand Prix. We've made up 4 positions now, and we're looking really, really good here. And now we're back on the back of Henry here on lap 3. I go very deep into the corner, almost run into the back of him, doing the drift through the corner, managed to save it and don't go off. But that's lost me a lot of time, almost hitting the back of Henry there. And now Charlie's having a look down the inside to leave him a bit of space. There's my teammate Quinton, he's spun, so that's unfortunate for him. But Charlie is now on my inside. But yeah, I almost ran into the back of Henry there. That could have been a disaster. I managed to save. I had to lock the rear brakes. But anyway, moving on to lap 4 here. And Charlie's now going to get past me easily with the DRS. Not much I can do about that. He was too close behind. So we're just going to follow Charlie here. And we're really close here on the back of him on the very next lap. And now we've got Kev behind us. He's also on the medium tyre, where Charlie is on the soft tyre. And I could have gone up the inside of turn 1, but I thought better of it, and I thought I'll get him here into turn 3. So this is going to be a much easier overtake, and I do to Charlie what he did to me on the previous lap, and we retake position 6. So a bit of back and forth here from me and Charlie, and we don't get a great run through turn 3, however, and now Charlie is having a go at us here, potentially in the turn 4. Is going down the inside is Charlie here, and this is great racing between 2 of us. We leave him space, and I go a little bit wide there, but give him enough room, and Charlie overtakes us for 6th position here. So this is all on lap 5, and I thought to myself, I'll just follow Charlie here. If he wants to be in front and I'll let him lead, I'll just try and just, see if he can catch back up to the guys ahead, and I'll just sit behind him for a few laps and see if he's closing or not, and then I'll assess the situation. So here I'm not even trying to overtake, I back out of it, and I'm just going to brake, and then I go wide, and Kevin hits me right up the rear. And I went wide because I saw him throwing his car up the inside, so I left him space and he still hit me. So that was really, really frustrating. And then I didn't spin the car back properly on the track, and then I dropped all the way down I was in 6th position there, and I've dropped all the way back down to 16th here. So that's cost me 10 positions, and it's really a shame. It's all kind of going off here. You got Anton there up at the front of this pack. You got Elliot, Edmund, and Myrrell all in this pack here, and now I've joined it, and we've also got Raz behind us. So there's big bunch of guys here. We've got a bit of contact there between Edmund and Elliot going through. There's a car on the inside there. That's Quinton again. I didn't even realise it at the time, but he's going off. So now Myrrell's going to go down the inside of Edmund here as Elliot's gotten through and taking the position now. There's contact there between Edmund and Myrrell, and Myrrell's around at the last corner. It's a disaster for him. We've got a Haas in the pit lane, not sure which one that is, but we're now up to P14 there, so a couple of positions going back, and now we pick up our first track limit warning. That's going to be very important, and Now, can we get past Edmonds here into turn 3? We're not quite close enough, and we're going to have to sit behind and follow for now. But they'll get a very, very poor run, and Raz actually hit me there as well. So Raz hit me, and that's why I almost spun again, and he decides to take the position here, which I thought was a little bit unfair, and I was very annoyed about that. Tried to go right running outside and do what Verstappen did to Bottas a few years ago, but I couldn't quite pull that off, so I'm not Max Verstappen, unfortunately. And yeah, we now had to sit behind these guys, so I couldn't get past Raz because he had the DRS, and I had to wait for him to get past Edmund, and he finally is going for it here on lap 11. A little bit of contact between the two at turn 3, and Raz looks to have got the move done, but Edmund's got the DRS. There's more contact between them on the straight. This is a great little fight here, this is. But Edmund's got the DRS, I think, and he's able to pull back clear and regain 11th position. So this is all very frustrating for me at the minute, because I know I'm quicker, and I just can't get any clear air. And I really, at this point, I feel like I shouldn't be in this position. I should be much further up than where I am. But you can see here, Raz makes a mistake at the last corner, runs off the track, runs wide, and I'm able to pick up the pieces here and overtake him for 12th place here on lap 12. So that's job done there. And now we've got oh my god, I almost put it in the barrier there, and it's spinning out of turn 1. But now I've got the DRS here on Edmund. We're closing here, and he's regenerating this ERS there, so he's got no battery power. And I go down the inside, and a bit of a dive, bit of contact, a bit messy looking back at it, but you know, get the job done. A bit of contact, but no damage suffered, and we move now into 11th position, and yeah, decent little move there. And then we've got a bit of clear down to Elliott, and that's oh, Anton's had a spin, and he almost came back in front of me. I know he ghosted, but that kind of scared me. And yeah, moving on now to lap 13. A lot of the guys on soft tyres have pitted, so I'm electing to stay out because I'm trying to get to the rain period, which is coming. We're just not sure exactly what lap it's going to hit, but you can see guys straight away, he had the DRS. So I don't know how he had the DRS coming out of the pit lane. Must have had it on the previous lap before he pitted, but yeah, fair enough. So Felix gets through on me, and then that's fine. So these guys on the fresher tyres are all going to pass me. That's fine. There's more cars in the pit lane. Yeah, actually, that's Glitch Kobos. That's Victor, who has spun at the last corner. So that's unfortunate for Victor. And now we've got Jacob coming down my inside. He thought better of it into turn 1, but he knows he's easily going to pass me here into turn 2 and 3. So he does that, and now we're just going to have to follow into. Oh my god, we almost go off the track there, and Jacob was a little bit deep and I followed suit, but now we've got Charlie behind as well on fresh tyres, and he will make light work of me here. I run once again a bit deep here in the 4, and yeah, Charlie just gets a much better exit and a much better run through the corner, much better tyres as well, you know. My tyres are 14 laps old, his tyres are 1 lap old, so a big difference in the tyre wear at this stage.
There's a few laps out yet, but it is coming. Be careful. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
So there you go. That's Jeff just reiterating the weather situation as we're currently in 10th. So yeah, that's how much that moment with Kev has cost me, though. That Charlie, who I was right directly behind, is now had a pit stop and is ahead of me. So that's really frustrating. But you can see that the Haas there of Frank retired because he was having a poor race. I think it was a lap down and decided to retire.
Radar suggests some weather is going to hit in around 5 minutes time, so stay on your toes. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So there you go, weather in 5 minutes time. But yeah, Frank retired on track, which caused the safety car, and yeah, but weather in 5 minutes time. So I decide here not to make a pit stop, keep these tyres on because I know the weather's coming, and a few guys are pitting for more dry tyres, and so I've gained a lot of positions here, and I'm now up to 6th place. So that's worked out at least for the time being. I've gained a bit of track position here, but you can see that the sky's starting to get a bit darker, and here Charlie decides to dive into the pit lane for new tyres. His tyres were pretty fresh. I don't know if he broke his front wing and needed a new front wing or something like that. Yeah, I'm not sure why he pitted, but here safety car's restarting. You can see it's a lot darker now, and here Henry runs into the back of Eunice, and they both get 5-second penalties, and that's a bit of a shame because they're both going to have to serve that now when they have a pit stop. So that's a bit of a shame for those guys, but yeah, I'm working my tyres as hard as you can. You can just physically see how warm my tyres are, but yeah, you can see it's a lot darker compared to 5 laps ago. and we're ready to go racing here again at Austria after the safety car. So yeah, I immediately could see my tyres are cooked here. These guys are on soft tyres, fresh soft tyres. I am on 21 lap old mediums, and I'm in a lot of trouble here. You can see going through turn 1 how much slower I am than everybody else around me. And the rain's finally hit here on this first restart lap, and get a bit of a moment coming out of 4. Kev's down my inside here, and he's going to easily drive around my outside here. He's got so much more grip, and yep, that's down to P6, and you can see I'm just got no grip whatsoever. And we got now Bram coming around the outside in the Haas, and he gets past us and has a bit of a slide there, but yeah. And then we've also got Andrea in the Ferrari behind us, and then we have the reserve story, that's Rich. I guess we'll go with that as that's in his PSN. So yeah, we've got Andrea here down our inside, and he makes it quite easily. So we're now down to 8th. We have a massive slide out of the corner, and then yeah, stuff's going on behind us as well. You can see it all going ahead, but yeah, Rich now is going to go around our outside here quite easily, and there's just not much I can do about it. He's got much better tyres than me, even though he is in the medium tyre. So at this point, this is lap 22. The rain's getting heavier, and I decided I'm losing so much time now. I'm going to make the call to come in for intermediate tyres. It's getting wetter. It's probably not wet enough yet, but it's almost there. It's almost ready for the intermediate tyres. Almost lost the car coming into the pit lane. Anton behind is going to also come in for intermediate tyres. The DRS is enabled, which is not the best sign. Normally when the DRS gets disabled is the time to switch from dries to wets, but we're going on to the wet tyre here, intermediates, and I was in 9th position when I entered the pit lane, so we're going to exit now in 14th place. So I was in 9th when I entered, so just got a mental note there, just so I know how much, if I gain from this strategy or not. So we're in 9th when we pitted, and we've got Anton following us, and I'm just looking to have a very gentle, easy lap, you know, not taking any big risk while it's maybe not quite ready for the intermediate tyre. And Anton unfortunately has a massive moat behind it. You can see in the mirror him spinning, and and that was actually a good thing for me. He's not on my rear pressuring me. We've got Toss the Cabler here, Reese, who had a bit of a moment, and he spun, so no good for Reese. We've got my teammate Quinton coming out of the pit lane ahead of me on the very next lap or two, so that's interesting. We've got coming around the end of the lap, and the DRS is finally disabled, and a lot of more drivers are in the pit lane here. So we're currently sitting in 13th place, but we've got Elliot in the pit lane, we've got Henry in the pit lane, and we've got Felix in the pit lane as well. So that's 3 positions, and I believe Felix and Henry had a bit of a coming together, so that's why they're a little bit further back, but that promotes us up to 10th position. And then Charlie is in the pit lane, so that's now 9th, and then Edmund, so we're up into 8th. So we've now theoretically gained 1 spot, but we've actually really lost because we're theoretically in 9th, and then because Felix and Henry had their little accident, we've gotten to 8th. But here on lap 27, I've made a mistake. I went too deep in turn 1, and Felix was able to get a much better run through 1 and up all the way to turn 3, and he gets past me for 8th position, so that's a little bit of a shame. But now you can see I still don't have any penalties. Quinton at the moment doesn't have any penalties. Henry's got 3 seconds, Edmund's got 6 seconds, and Felix has 3 seconds. With 9 laps to go, penalties are starting to become important. There's Anton, unfortunately, getting out the way for all of us, so he's now a lap down. He was behind me, 5 laps to go, and all of a sudden he's now a lap down. So that's a bit of a shame for him. He, was in a strong position until that point. Coming around now, and we exceed the track limits. That's a second warning, and we have Rich, who had a spin there, and looks like he's DNF'd as well, so that's unfortunate for his race. Must have put it in the barrier, so that's another position. We're now back up to 8th position, but yeah, I make a mistake here into turn 3 and lose a bit of time, just pushing a little bit too hard. But yeah, very important. I haven't got any penalties, but 1 more warning and I will pick up a 3 seconds, so I cannot afford another warning here in this race. And we've got now Quinton's past Kev, and Kev now has a spin through the last corner, and that's another position for us, so we now move into 7th. That's unfortunate for Kev, and he has a spin there. So we now got lap 32. You got Quinton's now picked up a 3 second penalty. We've got cool guy ahead who is Andrea, and he's got penalties. I almost stood into the barrier there. Oh my god, Jack, be careful. That's what I was saying to myself. Don't throw it away here with not long left in the Grand Prix. And now have a look at this between Felix and Quinton. Felix is the closest he's been at any point, and he's going up the inside here. Felix into turn 3. Can he get it done? And it's a good move by Felix. He goes very deep into the corner, and Quinton's able to get the up and under on him. And can Quinton get him back down towards turn 4? This is great. He gets into his slipstream here. And I was just thinking, wow, this is unbelievable. These guys have been going at it. Quinton's down the inside here into 4. It's tight, and Felix is able to hold on around the outside. Great racing. A little bit of contact, it seems, there on the way through 5 and into 6. But great racing between those two lads there. And I was hoping they would kind of take each other out to benefit myself. But they got penalties, but both of them up to 6 seconds now. That's how hard they're pushing. And I'm still here, no penalty, with 1.5 laps to go, kind of. A bit of a mistake there into 3. And Henry's really close behind me here. And Ken Henry now, he's right behind me, and I've got to be wary of him into turn 4. He's very close, but he's not close enough. He has a little look down the inside, but I'm able to, cover it off there. So yeah, penalties are very important here. So this last lap is all about not picking up a penalty and not making a mistake. And we're following our teammate Quinton here. On this last lap, we'll show it in full. You got Andrea fighting with, I believe, the Haas of Bram ahead, and Felix has joined that crew as well. So there it is. And I don't know if there's contact here or whatever, but all of a sudden, Bram has a massive moment, and he's slowing on the inside. And myself, Quinton, and Henry all pass him. So that's unfortunate for Bram here on this last lap. He had a bunch of penalties anyway. But you've got to remember, Andrea's got a few penalties. Felix and Quinton are right ahead of me, and we've got them both covered on penalties. We've got everyone else behind covered because we haven't got a penalty ourselves. So this is looking really good for me here to potentially pick up a podium here of Andrea, who is currently in 3rd place with a lot of penalties. Here, Quinton makes a massive run, gets a little bit on the curb, and we're able to fly around the outside here and take 5th position on the track. Now, you can see Andrea's got 12 seconds worth of penalties. Felix, 6 seconds worth of penalties as we come through the last 2 corners. Jacob comes across the line to win his first race of the season, and we're going to come across the line to finish in 3rd place. What a Grand Prix. Eunice comes across the line in 2nd. Henry finishes 4th. Felix in 5th. And what can I say? What a race that was. And congratulations to Jacob on the win. Congratulations to Eunice on the 2nd place. And then for myself, 3rd place. What an up and down race that was, to being spun around by Kev very early in the race, struggling when the rain first hit on old medium tyres, and especially in the middle of that race. That was really tough. And having a really, really good run on the intermediate tyre and keeping it nice and clean throughout the whole race, picking up no penalties was absolutely key to my race here today. To be able to pick up the win and a 3rd place, sorry. Well done for Jacob. My teammate Quinton finishes in 6th, so it's good points for AlphaTauri as a team. But anyway, that was wow, I've got to catch a breath here. That was a really great episode. I hope you all enjoy it. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment your feedback down in the comment section below, and I'll see you all for the next league race video, which will be at the British Grand Prix, a fan favourite for sure. And I'll see you all guys next time. Until then, goodbye.